My name is Alex Tack, and today I'm here to talk to you about our new Westone Community and Technology Literacy Hub. It's a project that I've been working on by myself for about the last year and a half, and I've donated about over 300 hours of my time curating and building and planning and putting this all together. It's using SharePoint Online as a backend, and the idea behind this is you're creating a Microsoft 365 account that's tied to the Westone board. And the nice thing about these accounts is not only does it allow us to provide services like this to SharePoint, we can provide services to Yammer, which is a built-in social media platform as part of Microsoft 365. Your login can work when you're connecting to other resources. So for example, we use code.org and Microsoft Make Code projects as well as Microsoft Learn. You can sign into those programs using this Westone board login, which goes far above and beyond what you're seeing here on SharePoint Online. It also allows us to provide resources and tools to you down the road using that same login. When you're in the Get Started area, it's going to talk about what type of resources you're going to have access to. It's going to talk a little bit about what it means to be a digital citizen. And then if you go into the Journey Begins Here area, that's where we're listing all the programs that we have. So to date, we have 10 learning paths that are completely free, as well as 3 hubs to sort of pull everything together. For example, when it comes to topics like computer basics, the idea is to give you that foundational understanding, because if you understand how computers work at their core, you can apply that knowledge to other types of devices, whether that be mobile technology or IoT, the Internet of Things, so computers that are inside appliances like fridges and washing machines and dryers. But it's not all going to be about technology. We do have areas such as kitchen science, where the idea is to provide you some fun afternoon activity to do with your kids and learn a little bit about science along the way just by using things you can find simply inside your kitchen. Right now to date, we have 15 experiments that you can follow along and do right at home with basic access to household goods. And we'll be adding on more and more as time goes on. The idea behind the Learn to Code Through Play is that coding doesn't have to be something difficult. It doesn't have to be something mathematical. There are fun and simple approaches to learning to code nowadays using different resources that are more designed around visual and building block skills so that you have that foundational understanding. Staying safe online is all about empowering you, the user, to be more safe and more responsible when you're accessing online resources. For example, critical thinking is the lens that you could apply to doing anything online that should keep you and your family safer. And if you have a better understanding around things like password protection and things around what are phishing scams, what is identity theft, what are these bigger things that are going on that are impacting your online safety, so you can spot these attacks before they can infiltrate your system, so that you know what to do with those phishing emails, so that you know the things to look for. So STEAM for kids, technology learning for seniors, and technology learning for community are all hubs. The idea behind these areas are they offer a place that'll branch out to all the different learning paths that are going to be better suited for those particular categories, but we tried to make sure that the content available is accessible to everyone. Because to be honest, when it comes to technology learning and development, we're all at different stages. We all learn how to use technology at a different rate and at a different time in our lives. Windows 10 Basics is all about getting at the foundations of Windows 10. To date, it's debatably the most popular operating system both at home and in the workplace. And to keep you safer using your computer, the best thing we can do is to teach you how these operating systems work so that you feel comfortable using them. The more comfortable you are as a user, the more adaptable you are going to be when these operating systems change. The 21 CLD learning path is near and dear to my heart because it's looking at the changes that are happening to education today. It addresses how we can't educate children today the way that we were educating them 100 years ago. Automating our lives is all about looking at the different types of automation that we use day in and day out that we might not even realize, whether that be rules on your mailbox or your junk mail filters or macros on an Excel spreadsheet that you use at work. Digital citizenship is probably the most important learning path that we put together. It really talks about that social contract that we all sign up for when we use online resources and technology. There's cause and effect on how we conduct ourselves online and when we interact with one another, and we need to get back to a better place. This is something we can all work on, because being the best digital citizen that we can is the only way forward. When it comes to free online resources we've put together, this is an area that's going to constantly grow as the program continues to develop. We've just broken it down into some different categories and put together some different links to different resources that we think can help you grow your knowledge when it comes to technology and put together some resources that can help keep you safe online, and some sites that I've come across that can really help get your creative juices flowing. Our social media learning path is another one of those important learning paths we recommend everybody check out. Not only do we look at the social media platforms that are prevalent today, we give breakdowns on what those social media sites are, as well as links to videos that talk about the different features and how to use them on these platforms. We're also using this as a place to aggregate any influencers, community leaders, community groups, or any other online social media based resources to help you get started by following the people within our communities that are trying to make them better. As you know, social media is not just fun and games. There's been a huge component of social disintegration and toxic behavior in how we navigate and interact with each other online, and we need to change that. We need to get to a better place so that we understand the external influences that are impacting the way that we're behaving online and look to do better when we're interacting with one another. The World Wide Web is a huge topic to cover, so in this learning path, we tried to focus on the history of the World Wide Web, as well as to provide resources to folks that are free, freemium, or maybe just some really cool, unique websites that we've come across that we think can help you out. But technology literacy is only half of this program. So through the community resources, we have links to individual pages built around the different areas that make up the West Zone. We have a Yammer group that's dedicated to having local community conversations that you should get involved in. Within the community areas themselves, where we list local businesses that are community contributors. We show maps about the different areas, different social media sites that'll help you get more acquainted with your neighbors and stay up to date on the things that are happening near you. In the main area, we cover different areas around the West Zone board. We look at the different affiliated groups and program partners that allow us to create the services that we do provide, as well as important links to go to the city of Regina. So whether that be looking for information on bylaws or building permits, or maybe it's just to learn a little bit about the city and what they offer.